Welcome to Trippy Commentaries and our 2014 SummerSlam preview. This is probably going to be the biggest wrestling event for the remainder of the year. It's going to be a big one, guys. We're going to break it all down for you, including the big main event. This guy right here, the champ, John Cena, going against Brock Lesnar. Is it even possible for Cena to beat Lesnar at this point? We'll definitely be talking about that. At the end of the episode, we're going to start it off with Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins. Definitely kick it off with a bang, as that's a matchup we are really looking forward to here at Trippy Commentaries. I'm RJ, joined up with Retro Brett.
Yo, it's going to be fun.
And as always, C-Dub is joining in. He has a pretty good streak of getting these WWE Championship matchups correct. We'll see if he can do it again. C-Dub, are you ready for SummerSlam?
Oh, I'm absolutely ready, man. I've seen every single one of them going all the way back to 1988. The Million Dollar Man, Ted DiBiase, and Andre the Giant taking on Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage. This year's SummerSlam card looks like it will not disappoint. Certainly the biggest event of the summer and possibly of the year for the WWE.
Yeah, no doubt about that, guys. Let's go ahead and start off. Dean Ambrose, we're looking at him right now. He can take some punishment, as you can see. He's going against Seth Rollins in a Lumberjack match. Cory, can you kind of explain to everybody who doesn't know what will be happening here in this Lumberjack match?
Yeah, traditionally a Lumberjack match is just a normal one-on-one match with the ring surrounded with other superstars that are both perhaps allies and enemies of the two combatants. It basically effectively stops anyone from leaving, as when they are thrown outside the ring, they will be dished out a beating by these superstars on the outside. I think this is going to be a pretty good match. I mean, a Lumberjack match is a classic gimmick match to keep a feud going. I have a feeling that this match at SummerSlam won't be the last that we see. Or, as we look at this picture of AJ Lee, this won't be the end of this Rollins and Ambrose feud.
Well done, C-Dub. So, your prediction for the winner of the match is who?
I got to give this one to Seth Rollins. I have a feeling he's going to cheat to win somehow. Perhaps the Authority will stack the deck as far as the Lumberjacks, get more people out there that are on Rollins' side than they are Ambrose. As I said, I really don't look for this to be the feud ender.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I do agree with you. I think Seth Rollins is going to win this one. It's just an interesting situation here because I think Dean Ambrose is certainly on the rise as well. Everybody loves this guy. He's hilarious and kick-ass all at the same time. Unfortunately, he's not going to win. Seth Rollins is going to win this matchup. Take Dean Ambrose down in the Lumberjack match. Retro Brett, what's your official prediction?
Well, I'm going to have to make it unanimous. I'm going with Seth Rollins there as well. Yes, all three of them have come on at the same time. Roman Reigns and all the Shield members.
Yep.
So they're all being pushed about the same.
Still riding the wave.
So.
Now, Cory, quick question before we get into the Intercontinental Championship matchup between The Miz and Dolph Ziggler. We all know Seth Rollins still has the Money in the Bank suitcase here. He's Mr. Money in the Bank. Do you think he will be using it anytime soon, especially after possibly getting a victory against Dean Ambrose?
I got to say no. Of course, a couple weeks ago we heard the man we see on screen right now, Triple H, basically tell Seth Rollins that now is not the time. You got to lay in wait and play off the element of surprise. I have a feeling we're not going to see it for quite a while. Of course, we'll get into our predictions for the WWE Championship later.
All right, guys, The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler. I am taking The Miz. I'm really rooting for Dolph Ziggler here. I want him to become the Intercontinental Championship. If you look at the other championship, that one's not being used at all, the U.S. So we'll see what happens with the Intercontinental. I think it's going to stay in the hands of The Miz. Cory, what do you think's going down?
I'm going Dolph Ziggler all the way. I gotta say that he's been heating up a lot more recently. He's kind of been on the back burner there for a while. I mean, he always gets great crowd reactions, but they haven't really pushed him much up the card. I gotta say, at SummerSlam, we're gonna see a new Intercontinental Champion in Dolph Ziggler.
Retro Brett?
Well, I'm kind of torn between on this one. It could go either way, but I'm gonna say the smart money's on the Miz. I think they're gonna keep it on the bad, annoying motherfucker for a little bit longer now. So
Yeah, I mean,
with the Miz.
The Miz does seem to be coming off as a pretty good fighter here. It seems like all of the matches, with the exception of the the one where he just hung out outside the ring there in the Battle Royal. Yeah, unfortunately, I feel like he is one of those guys who does stand out against others, so he possibly could hold on to the championship for longer. Like I said, I'm rooting for Dolph Ziggler. For them to actually give him a title is almost like too good to be true. It's something we've been asking for. All of a sudden, he's in a big matchup at SummerSlam. It's like, damn, wow, they're actually using him. Hot damn. Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. We're looking at Orton right now. Can he possibly take out Roman Reigns? I mean, it almost seems like Reigns could take out Brock Lesnar, perhaps, at some point. Cory, what do you think about this matchup? Do you think Orton has a chance?
I think this is certainly going to be a clash of the Titans in the big powerhouse Roman Reigns and the Viper Randy Orton. I have a feeling, although I'm kind of reluctant to make this prediction, that much like with the Seth Rollins matchup, somehow the Authority is going to ensure that Randy Orton comes out the victor here against Roman Reigns. And also, much like that Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose feud, I don't think SummerSlam is going to be the be-all, end-all of that big grudge there. I have a feeling Randy Orton will pick up the win here by nefarious means, possibly some interference by Kane or someone else out of the Authority. Roman Reigns will live to fight another day.
I really hope that doesn't happen. I think Reigns is going to take it, mainly because he's not in the championship picture right now at all. So to make a lot of us fans happy, I think they're going to give him a big-time victory against Randy Orton here at SummerSlam. Retro Brett, what's your prediction?
Well, I think you're on your own there, RJ. I'm going to go with Randy Orton.
You're taking Randy Orton? You think he's going to RKO Roman Reigns?
Just have a feeling.
All right, so let's move on to the Divas Championship matchup. AJ Lee versus her frenemy Paige. Of course, AJ comes in with the championship. Is it going to change hands, C-Dub?
I really don't have a lot of opinion about this one. I'm gonna go ahead just for the sake of making a prediction and say AJ retains. Hopefully she can get her hands here on Paige. Finally shut her up for good. I know that those words certainly do not ring very kindly with you as being a big fan of Paige.
Yeah, I mean, of course I love Paige. I can admit that they're not doing a great job with her character at all. I think she's capable of more. I got to go with AJ Lee here. I think she's certainly, the bigger diva right now. She has the bigger fan base, so I think they're going to keep it with her for that reason. What do you think?
I'm thinking AJ Lee. I mean, I don't know why. I'm just going to say AJ Lee. I don't
Possibly it's because she's CM Punk's husband, as we're seeing right now. CM Punk looks shocked.
The WWE does not like CM Punk right now, so. But, I don't think Paige is going to see the title for quite a while.
Yeah, I hope they can definitely resurrect Paige's character here and stop doing these stupid gimmicks that none of us really care about. This is a matchup, of course, we're going to get into right now, that I think a lot of us are a lot more excited about than we thought we would be a couple months back, and that's Jack Swagger versus Rusev. Now, we saw this matchup at Battleground. Jack Swagger lost to Rusev, who in my eyes is kind of undefeated here. I think he does have one loss by DQ. This would be a big loss for him if he does fall to Jack Swagger. Retro Brett, you picked Swagger last time around. Are you singing a different tune this time around?
No. I think Swagger's going to take it. But the last matchup, Swagger didn't lose convincingly. It was a count-out loss. Mm-hmm. So that's not like getting pinned or anything. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Cory, of course, you're a longtime wrestling fan. And I have to think you have a strong opinion about this matchup, which is getting a lot of attention these days.
Yeah, most definitely. This big USA versus Russia flag match at SummerSlam between Jack Swagger and Rusev. It's going to be a blockbuster. I mean, we've seen Rusev take on all the powerhouses in WWE over the last recent months. Jack Swagger's been picking up a lot of momentum here lately. Certainly with Zeb Coulter playing a vital role in that. I would love to see Jack Swagger win this and it be a big USA celebration, a big moment. But I feel like WWE is not ready to pull the plug on Rusev being the unstoppable monster that he is. I feel like they're building him up for something more. And pretty much I'm going to go ahead and end it off on that. Rusev will come away victorious in this flag match. The Los Angeles crowd at SummerSlam is going to be furious as he's waving the Russian flag at the end of the match.
Yeah, I agree, C-Dub. I'm picking Rusev. I predict Rusev to have a rivalry with this man right here, Roman Reigns, at some point, possibly soon. In order for that to happen, he's going to have to take out Jack Swagger and prove that he's a beast. Jack Swagger has all of a sudden become one of the better fighters in the WWE. If Swagger wins this one against Rusev, then who knows how far he's going to go, Retro Brett. What are you picking?
Well, I already said Jack Swagger.
I know you already picked Jack Swagger, but you really think he can do it?
I really do. But it's like Jack Swagger is only relevant because of who he's facing. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, so you think the USA-Russia thing is elevating Jack Swagger.
Yes.
So if you take him out of that, perhaps he's not as big. I mean, the one thing that he has on his side right now is Zeb Coulter is just killing it.
Yeah, that is true. He's a wizard on the mic.
But would Zeb Coulter be killing it if he wasn't going against Rusev right here we're looking at?
No.
I mean,
I don't think so.
it's just kind of handmade for Zeb Coulter
Yes.
and the real Americans here. It's a perfect situation for them to come out as the fan favorite.
Circumstances, yep.
So it'll be interesting to see if Swagger does come out on top, like you think, Retro Brett. You know, because that would be a huge win for him in his career, as he kind of had jobber status for a little bit there.
A long time, actually. But I'm going to be laughing at y'all after SummerSlam.
Yeah, well, we will definitely have a recap, and we'll break down what's next for Jack Swagger after his matchup with Rusev. The Patriot Lock is one of the best finishers going right now.
And it can come out of nowhere.
Yeah, no doubt. He can strike at any time, much like his snake logo there. He's definitely very snake-like with the Patriot Lock. All right, guys, we got to talk about it. Hopefully she's out of jail, but Brie Bella will be facing off against Stephanie McMahon. Cory, how excited are you for this pretty interesting matchup?
Ever so slightly. I am looking forward to seeing Brie in the ring against Stephanie. I think Brie Bella has really stepped up her game as far as how good she is in the ring. Certainly she's going to be looking for that yes lock, the finishing maneuver of her husband, Daniel Bryan, as I'm sure Stephanie McMahon will be looking for that pedigree, the finishing maneuver of her husband, Triple H. I'm going to have to come out of here with a big prediction. I think Stephanie McMahon and the Authority have finally worn down Nikki Bella to the point where she is going to turn on her sister. She will, of course, be in the corner of Brie, Triple H in the corner of Stephanie at SummerSlam. I have a feeling that the latest addition to the Authority is going to be Nikki Bella. Stephanie McMahon gets the victory. This might be a match that goes on, throughout the fall and possibly into winter, hopefully leading into Daniel Bryan's return after his rehab and recovery.
Wow, that's quite the prediction, Cory. Holy fuck. I'm going to pick Stephanie McMahon here. I just think that Brie Bella doesn't have a ton of upside. I mean, I don't see her. I mean, I guess she could get in a rivalry with AJ Lee. I think Stephanie McMahon's coming out on top.
Well, one can only hope, but I think that Brie Bella's winning, be it this match or another match, will coincide with the return of her husband. I think they're going to build up the return of Daniel Bryan by allowing Brie Bella to win. But this match, I'm going with Stephanie McMahon. The Authority's going to pull some underhanded tricks. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if Cory's outlandish prediction is going to come true, but it might.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Obviously, Brie Bella is currently sitting in jail, probably contemplating divorcing Daniel Bryan after the news today. So hopefully she's in a good position and a good mindset to fight Stephanie McMahon at this year's SummerSlam. Chris Jericho versus Bray Wyatt. Cory, I've been wanting to ask you who you thought is going to win this one for a long time. We know Luke Harper and Eric Rowan should be nowhere to be found during this matchup. They are banned from the ringside. Who you taking?
I got to take the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. Here in these last few weeks, ever since Jericho did get the what could be considered an upset victory at Battleground over Bray Wyatt, Bray Wyatt has been more maniacal and psychotic than ever. I look for him to get the victory cleanly over Chris Jericho here at SummerSlam. I have a feeling we're going to see a Part 3, the rubber match between Jericho and Wyatt, along with the Rollins and Ambrose rematch, and perhaps some of these other matches that they're going to try to stretch out into the fall, as well as into the winter, going into Royal Rumble. I got to call it. Bray Wyatt wins again. Follow the buzzards.
Well, of course, Chris Jericho won the first matchup. This would be Bray Wyatt winning the second. I agree with Cory. I'm taking Bray Wyatt, which would lead into that great third matchup, of course. But I really feel like Chris Jericho is going to put Bray Wyatt over the top where he deserves to be. A victory here is going to help his cause. What do you think, Retro Brett?
I'm going with Bray Wyatt as well. I think he's in Jericho's head, and it's time for him to win.
All right, clean sweep. We're all picking Bray Wyatt. Chris Jericho, if he wins, that's another guy where I feel like his game can be elevated to championship status as well. No, none of us would be mad if Chris Jericho won and possibly climbed up the ladder to face off with maybe this guy Roman Reigns. We'll see.
I want to see some buzzards stuffed down someone's throat.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event of this year's SummerSlam, and it is an epic one. The one behind the one, between the 21 and 1, Paul Heyman will be walking out with the Beast, the Conqueror, Brock Lesnar, and he's going against the champion of the WWE, John Cena. Cory, who's going to take the title home after SummerSlam?
Well, it's been no secret. I've been talking about this for weeks on our Raw Reactions episode. My prediction is Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam in what will be certainly, without question, one of the greatest matches, main events in SummerSlam history. It's going to be a knockdown, drag-out brawl, Pier Sixer, slobber knocker, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the night, I look to see Brock Lesnar, the Conqueror, as having conquered John Cena and becoming the new WWE champion. I don't look for Brock Lesnar's reign of terror to end anytime soon either, guys. I look for Lesnar to conquer this title, become the champion, and basically I have a feeling it's going to lead up to this year's Royal Rumble, the road to WrestleMania, and certainly WrestleMania 31. I have a feeling that we're going to see Lesnar as champ at least until the Royal Rumble, maybe even going into WrestleMania, where my money early on is on Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the championship at WrestleMania.
That would be epic. Retro Brett, what's your official prediction for this event?
I'm going with John Cena. I just don't see someone coming back and then putting the title on him without any previous matches. Just give him the title straight away.
Yeah, I mean, he did beat The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Is that enough to get enough hype to actually give him the championship? The one thing
Yes.
I'm concerned about is if he does have the championship, is he going to be around enough? The thing is, he's got Paul Heyman always around who can always talk for him. I mean, we all know Brock Lesnar could be at home sitting on the couch watching Raw as Paul Heyman talks him up. I am going to pick John Cena. I think John Cena is going to hold on to the championship. Basically, he's just showing a lot of heart, guys. He's showing a lot of passion. And I feel like, he's showing that he does deserve to hold on to the championship. As much as a lot of us don't want to see it, he does deserve it. Mm-hmm. He is a huge superstar in the WWE right now, and he deserves our respect. But that doesn't mean Brock Lesnar will not have the championship at some point. Like Cory, I agree that Lesnar is probably the best fighter in the WWE. So if he doesn't take it at this year's SummerSlam, then Cena better watch his back because Lesnar is going to be around every corner. Mm-hmm. And I don't see Cena holding on to the championship for much longer than SummerSlam if he can defeat Brock Lesnar, the Conqueror. We'll see, because this is going to be one of the best SummerSlams in a long time. The card's amazing. I do have to have a slight gripe with no Usos as of right now. Hopefully, by the time SummerSlam kicks off, they have added an Usos matchup, a tag team championship matchup. That's one of my favorite kinds of matches. So it is missing from the SummerSlam card. But the fact that we have Brock Lesnar versus Cena makes it all good because that matchup is going to go down in history. Thank you guys for joining us for our 2014 SummerSlam preview. Make sure to join us Monday morning after the big event. We'll recap everything for you guys, break down every match, and let you know what we think is coming next from all of the WWE superstars, including the champ, whoever that may be. For us here at Trippy Comms, we really appreciate you guys staying tuned. Make sure to watch all of our Raw reactions. We will catch you in the next episode where we'll recap SummerSlam. Peace out, guys, and stay trippy.